Yalay, lay, 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 yalay, lay, 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 yalay, lay, 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 yalay, yalay, lay, yalay, lay, 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 yalay, lay, 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 yalay, lay, 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 yalay, yalay, lay, yalay, lay, 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 yalay, lay, lay, yalay, lay, 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 yay, lay, 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 lay. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
And Shabbat shalom to those who are streaming for, I'm sure, all over the world watching services tonight. Rabbi Brown is at the North Virginia Hebrew congregation, participating in the installation of Rabbi Ashley Barrett as she becomes officially their assistant rabbi. And so I got resurrected. Maybe that's not the word, but yeah. I am indeed here. And so we welcome you, and we open as we call upon Candy Sartori to come forward and bless our Shabbat candles.
O source of light and truth, creator of eternal law of goodness, help us find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and into our lives. Bless all who enter the sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their heart. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kitchanu b'mitzvot bad v'tzivtanu lehad likner shel Shabbat.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We continue as we turn to page 10 in our prayer books and join in Hine Matov.
Hine matov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. 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 shevet achim gam yachad. shevet achim gam yachad.
We turn now to page 20 and join in Lachadodi verses 1, 2, 5, and 9.
Lechado לשם ולתפארת ולתחילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם לסוכה. סוף מעשה במשכבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי, אורי. שיר דברי כבוד אדוני, עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה.
Let us rise and face the entrance to our sanctuary or to your homes in the netherworld.
בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובשמחה, תוך אמונה סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Page 26. יתגדל ויקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא יברך ירצה וימליך מלכותי. בחייכון וביומכון ובחייך בית ישראל. בגלה, בגלה ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ועולמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם וינשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל. שמי דקדושה בריחו, לעילם ינקום בחטא ושירתה. תשבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן מעלמה, ויאמרו amen.
Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time. Even at unlikely times and through unlikely places, there is no place on earth without the presence. Page 28, Baruch Hu.
La 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach.
Join with me on page 31. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand, uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we walk back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly at the border of light. What lies before us, shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, ha'ma'ariv aravim.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
Be seated.
Please join me on page 36 with V'ahavta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher Elohim mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha b'veitecha, uvlaktecha v'derech, uv'shokmecha uv'kumecha, ukshartam le'ot al yadecha, v'hayu letotavot b'neinecha, uktavtam ha'mezuzo beitecha, uv'isharecha. Leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher otzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
In a moment we will join in singing the song that Moses, Miriam, and the children of Israel sang when they left Egypt and went into freedom. Today is Veterans Day, and we honor those who helped us maintain our freedom here in this country. And so I want to introduce the Micha Mocha with a prayer written by my colleague, Rabbi Lawrence Madler. Compassionate God, source of mercy, we pay tribute to those who have served our country and express our gratitude for their courage and selflessness, both those among us today and those of generations past. This nation, built by those born of this soil and those who have come here from all the corners of the earth, is on a continual journey toward its destiny. May we never let down those who have served us in defense of this country. May we uphold the values of freedom, of inherent dignity of every human being, by our own right conduct, by the kindness and tolerance we show to one another. May we lead the world by example and become, in the words of Isaiah, a light unto the nations. Then will the labors and sacrifices of the veterans be honored not in words alone, but in our deeds. We continue on page 40, Micha Mocha.
Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha nedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osefele, Nora tehilot osefele, Malachutecha ra'uvanecha בוקי לפני משה ומרים, זה לינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך, אדוני ימלוך, לעולם ועד.
Hashkivenu, page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'ha'amidenu shomreinu l'chayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right, O Adonai. Amen. 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 O Adonai.
We join now in the tefillah found on page 46. Let us rise.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, Mezocher chaste avot ve'imahot, umevi geula livnei v'neihem, lema'an shemo be'ahava, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah, atah gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayeh hakol atah, rav lehoshia, mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechakel chayim bechesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim berofech olim, umatir asurim, umekayem emunato, lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, umidom elach, Melech meimit u'mechayeh u'matzmiach Yeshua v'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hakol.
Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalalucha salah baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. We're seated. I continue on page 55. Let us pray responsively. Disturb us, Adonai, ruffle us from our compliance. Make us dissatisfied with the peace of ignorance, the quietude which arises from the shunning of the honor and the horror, the defeat, the bitterness, and the poverty, physical and spiritual, of humans. Wake us, O God, and shake us from the sweet and sad poignancies rendered by half-forgotten melodies and rubric prayers of yesteryears. Disturb us, O God, and vex us. Let not your Shabbat be a day of torpor and slumber. Let it be a time to be stirred and spurred to action. Baruch atah Adonai. Hi, Shabbat. Shalom Rav.
Page 60.
60, right. I got it.
Okay.
Now.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atah melech Adon l'chol hashalom. Ki atah Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael. Bechol et uvechol shah bishlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Please take a few moments for silent meditation. Yiratzonim refi, Yiratzonim refi, V'nyon libi lefanecha, Adonai suri v'goali. Oh, may the words of my mouth, the meditations of my heart Yase shalom bimrama. Yase shalom aleinu. Ve'akol Yisrael. Ve'imeru, ve'imeru. Amen.
There is so much to talk about tonight from our Torah portion. It opens with the visitors that came to visit Abraham at the Treifa banquet. He served cheese and meat together. I just thought I'd mention that. There's so much to talk about that. There's so much to talk about the promise that comes that Sarah would bear a child and her laughter that followed that with the scorn of her husband asking, "Why do you laugh?" There's so much to talk about. There's Sodom and Gomorrah. There's Abraham's willingness to pass off Sarah as his sister, that she might be taken as a concubine to King Abimelech of Gerar in order to save his life. God intervened. She didn't go. There's much to talk about there. And there's the passage that Cantor Fromson will read in a few moments, the birth of Isaac, followed by the banishing of Hagar. There's much to talk about there, and I'm not going to talk about any of it. Instead, I want to share some impressions. As some of you know, a week ago, Toby and I returned from a trip to Azerbaijan, I can now say that, and to Turkey. And I want to share some thoughts about that trip. Turkey had many beautiful areas, but I must tell you, most of the time we were walking around ruins. There were ruins of the Hittites, there were ruins of the Hellenists, there were ruins of the Romans, all built one on top of another. And you could see the layers as we walked around these ancient sites, some of it reconstructed, the library in Ephesus, a magnificent structure, but ruins. Civilizations that came and went. The Hittites came and went. The Greeks came and went. The Romans came and went. But there is a group that endured. A group that endured all through those ages. When civilizations were rising and falling, one group of people endured, people I had never heard of before our trip to Azerbaijan. And those are the mountain Jews of Azerbaijan. I didn't even know they existed. We took time to go visit with our group of 9 people. And there we found a group of people that migrated from ancient Israel to Persia in the 8th century before the Common Era, before these civilizations were rising. Well, Hittites were there, but before the civilizations were rising and falling, these Jews migrated to Persia from ancient Israel. Not only that, these Jews came from Persia and migrated to the Caucasus in the 5th century before the Common Era, before these civilizations rose and collapsed. They speak their own language. It's called Judeo-Tat. It's a combination of ancient Persian and integrated with ancient Hebrew. They believe that they are part of one of the lost tribes. Now, everybody's a part of one of the lost tribes. But it's a good narrative in any case. And they exist still today in Azerbaijan. It's a group that's steeped in Kabbalah. They have rabbis, but they also have dayanim, head rabbis over the community who are elected by a free and open and democratic elected. Their synagogues are very similar to ours. Some of their traditions vary, but their prayers are mostly those we do here. And there was one site we walked around that I found shocking. It was a cemetery. The cemetery at Nilchek, a cemetery that had the most magnificent granite tombstones I have ever seen, standing high and black with names and pictures of the people who had died in that community. And this group endured through all those generations and all those civilizations. And they're still there today. We walked around the cemetery, beautifully kept, beautifully intact, beautifully a part of that community. And I realized that as Jews, we are the same but different. We have always been the same but different. We are a family known as the children of Israel, Israel, whose name was Jacob and changed to Israel. We're part of that family. Some of us were born into that family. Others have come from the outside and brought their souls into our community as they chose to become part of the family and as they became those who are adopted by the family. We have always been a mixed multitude. We've never been a cohesive group, but we've always been the same and different. We have always been able to what's the word I'm looking for? What? Yeah, maybe. I'll take it, okay? Coexist with one another as Jews throughout these centuries. And yet, somehow there was something thrilling about walking around that community. There was a man we met, a man the guide knows, spoke Azerbaijani as well as Judeo-Tat. He talked of his life there a little bit. He was standing in front of a large building, which we assumed was an apartment building, and then found out it was his house. He had, 7 children, I think, and a multitude of grandchildren, and they all came to visit, and they all filled that house. And that community is thriving today, different yet the same. And so I would say, as I close these words, we are different. Some of us are mountain Jews. Some of us come under the Bruick of traditional Jews. Some as Hasidic Jews. Some as Reform Jews. Some as conservative Jews. Some as new forms that are coming together almost every day. But we are the same but different. And we have endured. And we will endure. Because there is a tradition that holds us together and makes us whole. And so now we look toward our Torah portion. We look to those passages I didn't talk about. Passages that are rich. Passages that form the family of Abraham that became Isaac. And from Isaac, Jacob. And from them, the children of Israel. We turn now in our prayer books to the Torah portion, which is on some page that I don't have in front of me. Hang on, I'll find it. Don't go away. Maybe I won't. Oh, here it is. Why can't I remember that from week to week? Our Torah portion is found on page 246. Let us rise.
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, ki mitzion tetzei Torah, u'devar Adonai mirushalayim, baruch L'cha Adonai hamamlacha v'hamit na'aseh l'chol harush. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, halam, halam, amen. Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, halam, halam, amen. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim.
We're seated.
Please turn to page 250 and join me for the blessing of Torah. Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach, Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam va'ed, Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato, Baruch ata Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Va'adonai pakad et tzara ka'asher amar vayas Adonai l'tzara ka'asher diber v'tachar v'tel et tzara la'Avraham ben lizkunav Lamoed asher diberoto Elohim vayikra Avraham et shem beno hanolad lo asher yalda lo Sarah Yitzchak vayamal Avraham et Yitzchak beno ben Shemonat Yamim Ka'asher tzivaoto Elohim.
And God visited Sarah as he had said, and God made it happen for Sarah that she would conceive and bear a child to Abraham, a child of his old age. Lamoed asher diber, and it came to pass that happened, and God made it so. And Abraham called the name of his son Hanolad, the one that was born to him, Asher, which was born to Sarah, Yitzchak. Vayamal, and Abraham circumcised Isaac his son on the 8th day, as God had commanded.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Wait. Please rise. V'zot haTorah asher sa Moshe lifnei v'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la. Lie, 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 lie.
We are seated. We turn now to page 253 as we recite our prayers for healing. As we do so, as we reach the midst of that prayer, we will go around and ask you to share the names of those who are in need of healing either physical or mental.
Mi shemerach avotenu makor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. If there are names, please raise your hand. Kathy Meyerson. Mi shemerach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. Scott, can you come help us join to address the Torah? Thank you. No, that's good. Please rise as we return the Torah to the ark. Etz chaim hi lemachzikim ba v'tomcha me'usha deracheha d'cheinam v'chol netivotaha Shalom, Hashivenu Adonai, Elecha v'nashuva, Chodesh, Chodesh Yameinu, Chodesh Yameinu, Kekeh.
Continue with Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'ateit gedula li'otev reishit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratut, v'lo samanu k'mishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonav, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד.
when cherished ties are broken and the chain of love is shattered. Only trust and the strength of faith can lighten the heaviness of the heart. At times, the pain of separation seems more than we can bear. But if we dwell too long on our lives, we embitter our hearts and harm ourselves and those about us. The psalmist said that in his affliction he learned the law of God. And in truth, grief is a great teacher when it sends us back to serve and bless the living. We learn how to counsel and comfort those who, like ourselves, are bowed in sorrow. We learn when to keep silent in their presence and when a word will assure them of our love and concern. Thus, even when they are gone, the departed are with us, moving us to live as, in their higher moments, they remember themselves that they wish to live. We remember them now. They live in our hearts. They are an abiding blessing. This Shabbat, we remember those who died during the Shloshim period, during this 30 days. David Cooper, Edwin Fleet, Annabelle Shine, Elaine Williamson, Lillian Sib Meerman, Nina Klein, and those who were taken in death in years past, Kent Barrett, Leona Baer, Sidney J. Baer, Nathan M. Burke, Isidore Danelsky, Monroe Emanuel, William Epstein, Zach Frank, Charles A. Friedman, Leonard Freiser, Angela Haar, Dr. Francis K. Herwig, Christina Hoffman, Rebecca S. Holub, Shirley LaBelle, Joseph Levin, Joseph Lieberman, Howard Lowry, Abraham Pliskin, Francis Schiller, Henry Schwartz, Arthur Yale Shapiro, Ludwig Spielberger, Jack P. Sussman, Hannah Veronicek, Sylvia Waldman, and Rose Weiner. If there are any names I mispronounce or names you would want to add, please do so. We turn now to our Kaddish prayer found on page 294. Let us rise. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah, v'alma divrach yerutei v'yamlech malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'izman kari v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam alal me'olamaya. Rach v'yishtabach v'yit pa'ar v'yit roman v'yit nasei. V'yit hadar v'yit aleh v'yit alol shemei dekudisha b'richu. Le'ila min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechemata. Ta'amiran b'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shalom rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromov. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. And now we say the prayer that was created by the priests many centuries ago, before civilizations rose and fell, and it endures even today. May God bless you and keep you.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God cause the divine light to shine upon you and be gracious unto you.
Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God lift up the divine countenance upon you, and may God grant you the precious gift of peace.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Amen.
We're seated. And once again, we call upon Candy Sartori to lead us in the Kiddush and Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Bari pri hagafen. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodesho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lemasi b'reishit, ki hu yam tehila למקרא קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת, מקומיים. בשבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון, הנחלתנו. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
And we join together in the Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Thank you.
Just have a few announcements this evening. Thank you to Rabbi Horwitz for joining me on the pulpit. It's wonderful to have you back. And to Candy for our wonderful blessings. Thank you very much. And of course to Alex Marr. I love having you play piano. There is no Torah study tomorrow. And to Scott. Oh, yeah. I forgot about him.
Boy, how quickly they forget.
Thank you very much. There's no Torah study tomorrow as Rabbi is out of town. Next Saturday morning will be the bat mitzvah of Aliyah Mayavez, and I strongly encourage you to come and hear her beautiful words that she will share with us. And we will join in the words of Sanctuary to close our beautiful Shabbat service. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Ve'asuli ושכנתי בתוכם, ואנחנו נברך מעתה ועד עולם. Lord, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you.
Shabbat shalom. L'chule shalom. Go to peace.